Finland has many troubles, because we have to say that we're not a nation that has everything good. Everyone has their own pension.
Do you mean that now people are less going abroad and they are more in their own home country?
Industry is what is our backbone. We are so tiny nation, so we have to educate all, that every one of us can have the chance to be anything they want. From poor background, you can be a university professor or whatever. Every 4 years we have our local elections, and that's how every municipality council is being elected.
How hard it was for you to run for the election? What was the election process, or what was your agendas? How did you win the election? Can you just share us the small glimpse of that? Namaste and welcome to a very special edition of mayorsap.com. I'm Pratima Bhatta. Today in our studio we are joined by our foreign elected representative, someone who experience and insights can help bridge ideas between two democratic countries through local democracy. Our distinguished guest comes from Finland, a country globally represented for its transparency, efficiency, citizen-centric local government system, and also, not to forget, the happiest country in the world, and more especially from the cities of Yellowrorve, located in the Pikanama region, also known as the Tampere region in Finland. We are honored to welcome Councillor Jussi-Pekka Ahonen, the chairman of the City Council of Yellowrorve, in our studio. He represents the Social Democratic Party of Finland, SDP, and is a highly experienced local politician who has been actively service in the municipal council for nearly 2 decades. Mr. Jussi is not only a political leader but also a committed trade union leader. He holds a master's degree in administrative science and currently works as an organizing officer at Finland Industrial Union, where he has long been involved in labor rights and grassroots advocacy. Over the years, he has held key positions within the SDP, including leading the Sikkavala branch in Yellowrorve and serving on various municipal committees. His leadership within the City Council is marked by the strong emphasis on quality education, inclusive recreational activities, cultural services, accessible healthcare, and affordable urban transport. He is widely known for campaigning public services that are fair, affordable, and community-driven. Under his leadership, the city of Yellowrorve has prioritized investment in schools, senior citizen care, local sports and arts, and urban development projects. Today, Councillor Jussi is in Nepal for his personal visit. It is an incredible opportunity for us to hear how Finnish model functions and how Nepal can engage in global learning for local reforms. Councillor Jussi-Pekka Ahonen, welcome to Nepal and welcome to mayorsap.com. We are truly honored to have you here in our studio.
Namaste, I have to say. Thank you, Pratima, for the kind words.
So you have served in local government in Finland for nearly 20 years, as we know, and I think you turned 44 now. Can you take us back to what inspired you to enter municipal politics and from trade union movement?
Yeah, that's a good question. I think it all started when my mother and father they were involved in politics also. So that was a really easy part for me. That was a really easy part for me to also be involved in the politics as well. So I think my mother and father had really good influence on that, but also my grandmother and they were involved in the Finnish political life as well. And I have to say that they had the bigger influence because they have seen the centuries when Finland went really on, because we really invested in education and of course in industrial services as well. So I think that was the key thing that I also wanted to participate in the political life. You
are here now about for 2 weeks. So what did you find about the commonalities in Finland and Nepal? How do you find Nepal in the first place?
Yeah, I really like your country. It has been like a really awesome 2 weeks, and I have to say that the similarities are between the people. I have to say that the Finnish people are quite shy and not so outcoming as your people, but I think that they are really delighted for one another, and they're really they like to be in part of influencing other people, and they're really friendly. And I think this is one of the key things that we have. Yeah, of course I have to say that because Nepal is quite larger country than we are. You're over 30 million people then, and we have only 5.5 million people. So we're quite a small nation compared to you. But these 2 weeks have been really awesome because, of course, if you see the landscape or these kind of things, the countries are totally different.
Being in Nepal, did you got any chance to find out about the differences or the similarities between the local government that you are recently elected and how it functions in Nepal or how it functions in Finland?
Yeah, I have discovered, of course, those things as well, and I think we have quite many similarities. Yeah, we have the local regional level, and then now in Finland we have the regional level that is bigger than municipalities. So the regional levels has the power to administrate the social and welfare services. And then we have, of course, the governmental level as you. So it's quite a similar thing. But I think in the local level, it's a little bit different than, let's say, we don't have that often mayors like you do. So we have a little bit different system on that.
You also work with Social Democratic Party in Finland. How do you got influenced by this ideology, and how did you choose particularly this party for you to run election for?
Yeah, I think it was quite easy for me because my parents, of course, they were the members of the Social Democratic Party, and they influenced also in the labor movement union that got, I think, quite a good also foothold also in the Finnish political life. And with the labor union movement and now the entrepreneurs, we have had really strong view on how the Finnish, let's say, the market life goes on. That also the workers, they have quite a good rights in the working workplaces, and also let's say quite good holidays also. But it's also that we have to thrive together to have such a good society that we will be a good competitor in this global business that we're running. So yeah, we must do good cooperation with business owners.
You seem to be very proud to be a trade union leader and from the background of trade union. Do you think that a trade union leader makes a good leader in a political movement also?
Yeah, of course, I have to say, because very many Finnish politicians have the background from the labor union as well. So it gives a really good chance on being involved in the political.
How do you think that the trade union movement, the labor movement, have helped you to thrive as a political leader in your municipality?
It's a huge thing. I have to thank also my union, the industrial union in Finland, because it seems to have really keen opinion that our members should be also really powerful also in the political life as well, because that way we can influence, and of course that way the workers' rights will also be heard in our governmental rights. Yeah.
When we in Nepal talk about Finland, we talk about how good their education system is, and when we talk with our children or how we had our education system, how we went to school, the school or the teachers who gave you the most homeworks were supposed to be the good ones, and we have grown up listening that okay, in Finland there are no homeworks, or there might be very minimal of the homeworks you have, and there are lots of big holidays and everything. So our here the concept of education is just to mug up things, read books, lesser of the practical things but more of a theory thing. But we would be really interested on, because I think that also comes under your judiciary of the local government, how the education system is in Finland and how have you connected it with the system that you have understood we have in Nepal.
Yeah, it's a good question, and I have to say the similarities are there, but there are also, like you said, there are huge differences. When I called home to my daughter and said that you don't have that kind of spring break that we do, we have 2.5 months of break from school. So she was like, "What? Don't they have any? Yeah, how is it possible? Don't they have any vacation here?" And of course, the schoolwork thing, I think we're having the quite same. Of course, in Finland there is quite many homework coming, but I think the really important thing is, if I'm right, that in the Finnish political life, in education is free for all of the citizens, and I think this is one of the biggest things that we have learned. That because we are so tiny nation, so we have to educate all, that every one of us can have the chance to be anything they want. From poor background, you can be a university professor or whatever if it takes. So I think this is a really remarkable thing in Finland, and I hope that one day in Nepal also you will have the same.
When we think about Finland, there is free education, there is free health system, the social security there is very good. And sometimes we also think that how the government manages the money to give all those things for free. In your agendas, you have also kept the recreational part also as a major part in your campaigns and in your advocacy. By doing all those things, how the people take it and how you have managed to have that kind of fund also for the recreation thing. And we are still not talking about it, but you are already doing it. So how are you managing the finance for those kind of creative ideas and things like that?
Yeah, I think this question could be like 8 hours long, but let's say in short, I think the main thing is that of course Finland has many troubles, because we have to say that we're not a nation that has everything good. But I think in the long term it is quite good that let's say that one of the I think the really nicest thing that the labor movement has really achieved is that everyone has their own pension, and it gives the possibility to you can leave from your work, and then new generations come, and when they come to the labor market, they will pay, of course, the pensions. And I think this is one of the really important things that we have, and something like that. And of course, we're really struggling on because the Finnish government is making quite a good debt in nowadays. But I think that we're quite in an okay position in the European Union as well, and it's all about the growth also in our working life. So how can the Finnish products, when we export something, so they will go to abroad? So that's a really big question, and I think now we have quite a good sight on the economics as well, that it's getting better.
Do you mean that now people are less going abroad and they are more in their own home country, like in Finland?
Yeah, I think of course Finnish people also goes abroad, but not that much. Industry is what is our backbone. So how our metalworks or our chemical supplies or woodworks, we have quite many sawmills also. So how many of those products are being sent to Europe or in the States or in the Asia? So that is our backbone, let's say, in our economics.
Let's go back to the municipal work. How does your municipality is involving the local citizen, the general public of your municipality in the decision-making thing? So how the process is done?
Of course, the Finnish law demands on the local government to have this kind of thing that all the citizens can participate in the local governments. But let's say that we have every 4 years we have our local elections, and that's how every municipality council is being elected, and then the council within they will pick the board, and now I'm the board chairman also in my home municipality, and we are really trying to have new ways in hearing the people. Let's say we want the opinion of the younger generation, of course, and then of course the elderly as well. And we are having different kinds of conversations with different groups, and we're trying to find our mutual ground, and then we have a decision. But that's a huge question, of course. Yeah, but we're really trying to get everyone involved in political life as well, because it's the best way we can influence in everyday life and get it better.
How hard it was for you to run for the election? What was the election process, or what was your agendas? How did you win the election? Can you just share us the small glimpse of that? It's a large question. I know it's a huge question.
Yeah, it is. It's a huge question. But we had elections 2 months ago or 3 months ago, and of course, when we started the campaign in SDP in the Social Democratic Party in my hometown, we started talking to people. What is like the future we want to go, and we got involved with thousands of people and asked their opinion also in what is their like the future, where we want to go, and I think. Yeah, we had really good responses and really good conversations. We were also knocking people's doors, and we were having, tea in their living room and discussing about politics. And of course, all the time we didn't find the mutual ground, but it was really nice to hear different voices as well in those aspects. But it was really nice. Yeah, I think we had a good campaign, and we had a fair one. We have 4 bigger parties in Finland, and we had a really good campaign going on where everyone wasn't picking each other, but we were like cooperating to do the best municipality for the people that we can.
You are recently elected as a municipal chair for your municipality, so the people might have lots of good hopes in you. What are your agendas, or what is your reason that you want to work on during your tenure?
Yeah, this is a good question, and I have thought about it really thoroughly, but I have to say that my predecessors, they have been really good. But one thing is that I want to improve the openness of the politics, because the local government is doing their own budget, and I want that every people can have their share on where should we go, and what kind of funds should we invest in different things, and this openness is one thing I want to improve, of course. And one thing is that, like you said, we need the discussion more of the people, because it's our money, and it's our local place where we like to live and be. So we need really open discussion about how we are going to improve our municipality.
The most important one I'd like to know from you is that since we are a developing country and we consider you as the developed country and with the very good, the top happiness index in the world, do you think there are some kind of possibilities of any kind of exchange programs or events with the Nepali municipality and your municipality? Are there things that maybe we can also teach you, or we are sure that there are lots of things Finland can teach us? So do you think there are some kind of synergy that we can create on work so that we could create a better local government, maybe for Nepal also and for Finland also? Have you have any thoughts on that?
Yeah, we have had on discussions about that, and that sounds really good for me, because I think the two countries, Finland and Nepal, they could really learn from each other in this kind of exchange. And also, when I'm coming now back to Finland, I have to put this on the table, of course, and try to get that we could have a really good conversation, what's going on and how we can learn from each other. And I think there is lots to learn from each other.
What would you like to say to those young populations of Nepal after your 2 weeks visit? What have you found, and how did you found Nepal?
Of course, the young people, because they have a little bit thoughts on the political life, that they don't participate that much. It's the same, I guess, in Nepal and in Finland too. But we're living in a democracy where everyone votes and everyone's opinion is the same. Mm-hmm. So I think that if there is people that mm-hmm. want to get something going on, so political life is the thing that you should participate also, and have a really keen interest on that, because that way we can influence in a better life mm-hmm. for everyone mm-hmm. and have equality and things like this. And of course we can, if we are really strong in the local level, then we can also participate mm-hmm. in the government level. Mm-hmm. And then we can also be really having a good voice also in the global world mm-hmm. we live in. So I think the young people, they have really opportunities to be involved in political life, mm-hmm. and I hope that Nepalese young people would do that also.
Thank you so much, Jussi. It was really wonderful to have you at our studio at mayorsap.com. Do you have any final words before we wrap up this discussion? Would you like to say something to us?
Thank you for the invite for the show, and I hope all the best for you and Nepal. It has been a remarkable visit, and I'm totally coming here again, and come also to Finland to visit us as well.
Thank you so much. It was really wonderful having you here.